Hello students, today I'll explain the second part of the lesson, my childhood. So let us start. During the annual Shri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony, our family used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying idols of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site situated in the middle of the pond called Rama Tirtha, which was near our house. Now, Rama Kalyanam ceremony, that is Kalyanotsav, which means marriage festival. What do we say marriage in Tamil Nadu? Marriage is known as Kalyanam, and it is the ceremony of the redepiction of the marriage between Sita and Ram. And in this ceremony, APJ Abdul Kalam's family also participate every time. And how did they participate in that ceremony? They used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying idols of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site, which was situated in the middle of the pond. It was called Rama Tirtha, and it was near their house, APJ Abdul Kalam's house. Through this, APJ Abdul Kalam wants to tell us that there was no religious barrier. They never felt so that they are Muslims and they should not celebrate Hindu festivals. They used to mingle up, means all the religions used to mingle up. Events from the Ramayana and from the life of the Prophet were the bedtime stories my mother and grandmother would tell the children in our family. You must have heard stories from your mothers and grandmothers, bedtime stories. So APJ Abdul Kalam also, all the siblings listened to the stories from Ramayana and even from the life of the Prophet, means from the Hindu gods and Muslim gods. There was no difference in the family about Hindu religion and Muslim religion. One day when I was in the 5th standard at the Rameswaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to our class. I used to wear a cap which marked me as a Muslim, and I always sat in the front row next to Ramanatha Sastri, who wore the sacred thread. You know, Muslims used to wear cap which identified them as Muslims. And his friend Ramanatha Sastri, who belongs to the Brahmin family, who was the son of the priest of Rameswaram temple, he used to wear a sacred thread which Brahmin used to wear. So when these children were in 5th standard in Rameswaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to their class. Then what happened after that? Let us see. The new teacher could not stomach a Hindu priest's son sitting with a Muslim boy. In accordance with our social ranking, as the new teacher saw it, I was asked to go and sit on the back bench. I felt very sad, and so did Ramanatha Sastri. Now what happened? When new teacher entered the class, the teacher saw could not stomach, means could not tolerate. The teacher could not tolerate that a Hindu priest's son was sitting with a Muslim boy. And according to the social ranking, as the new teacher saw it, APJ Abdul Kalam was asked to go and sit on the back bench, and APJ Abdul Kalam was very sad when he was made sit in the last bench, and so did Ramanatha Sastri. And Ramanatha Sastri also did not like this attitude, and he became very sad. He looked utterly downcast as I shifted to my seat in the last row. The image of him weeping when I shifted to the last row left a lasting impression on me. He looked utterly downcast. Downcast means sad or depressed. Means when APJ Abdul Kalam sat in the last bench, his friend Ramanatha Sastri was so sad and depressed because of that the image of Ramanatha Sastri weeping, means he was crying at that time when he was shifted to the last bench. So that image APJ Abdul Kalam could never forget in his life. That impression, that his facial expressions, he could never forget. After school, we went home and told our respective parents about the incident. Means after school that day, both of them, Ramananda Sastri and APJ Abdul Kalam, went back home and told their parents about the incident happened in the school. Lakshmana Sastri summoned the teacher. Summoned means called. Lakshmana Sastri called the teacher and in our presence told the teacher that he should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. Who is Lakshmana Sastri? He is the father of Ramananda Sastri, who is the priest at Rameswaram temple. He called the teacher and in the presence of the children, he was told by Lakshmana Sastri that he should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. Means he should not spread poison in the society. He bluntly asked the teacher to either apologize or quit the school and the island. Not only did the teacher regret his behavior, but the strong sense of conviction Lakshmana Sastri conveyed ultimately reformed this young teacher. What is the meaning of bluntly? Means speaking in a direct and honest way, and apologize means seek pardon, quit means to leave, and conviction means a strong opinion or belief, and conveyed means communicated. Now Lakshmana Sastri spoke in a direct and honest way to the young teacher to either apologize, means either he will have to apologize, he will have to feel sorry, or he will have to leave the school and the island also. And not only did the teacher regret his behavior, and after that the teacher regretted on his behavior, but the strong sense of conviction means a strong opinion or belief, the confidence, he saw the confidence of Lakshmana Sastri, his belief and his opinions. Lakshmana Sastri conveyed ultimately reformed this young teacher, and Lakshmana Sastri was able to reform this teacher. So the teacher felt sorry for his behavior and his mentality was also changed because of the strong determination of Lakshmana Sastri. On the whole, the small society of Rameswaram was very rigid in terms of the segregation of different social groups. Rigid means strict and segregation means separation. However, my science teacher Siva Subramanya Iyer, though an orthodox Brahmin with a very conservative wife, was something of a rebel. Orthodox means one who follows the religion strictly, and conservative means traditional, and rebel means in opposition. Now what was there? That time the society was divided in 4 social groups. First group was Brahmin, then Kshatriya, then Vaishya means the traders, and fourth group was Shudra. Shudra means the service class people. So the whole society was divided in these 4 groups. And his science teacher, APJ Abdul Kalam's science teacher Siva Subramanya Iyer, though he was an orthodox Brahmin, means he follows his religion strictly still, and his wife was also very conservative, means very traditional, still he did not believe in this caste system. He never followed this groupism, social groupism. He did his best to break social barriers so that people from varying backgrounds could mingle easily. Now his science teacher Siva Subramanya Iyer, he really worked very hard to break these social barriers. As the society was divided in 4 groups, he wanted to break these groups and he wanted all the people to mingle up, means to mix up. He used to spend hours with me and would say, Kalam, I want you to develop so that you are on par with the highly educated people of the big cities. On par with means at the same level. So APJ's Abdul Kalam science teacher used to spend many hours with him, and he would say that he wanted him to develop so that he should be at the same level the highly educated people of the big cities. The science teacher wanted to bring change in the society, and for that he was preparing Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. One day he invited me to his home for a meal. His wife was horrified at the idea of a Muslim boy being invited to dine in her ritually pure kitchen. Now, as I told you that his science teacher's wife was very conservative, very traditional. So when his science teacher invited him to his house for dine, his wife was horrified to see a Muslim boy was invited for food in her house, because she was totally traditional and she did not allow any other religion people should enter her kitchen. Ritually pure means kept protected from all outside influences for the observances of religion. She thought that if a Muslim boy would eat in her kitchen, then her kitchen would become impure. She refused to serve me in her kitchen. Siva Subramanya Iyer was not perturbed, nor did he get angry with his wife, but instead served me with his own hands and sat down beside me to eat his meal. Now his wife totally refused to serve him any food in her kitchen. But Siva Subramanya did not react on this. Perturbed means upset. He was not upset, he was not disturbed, and he was not angry with his wife, but instead of that he served food to APJ Abdul Kalam himself with his own hands, and not only this, he sat down beside him to eat his meal. His wife watched us from behind the kitchen door. I wondered whether she had observed any difference in the way I ate rice, drank water, or cleaned the floor after the meal. Now, his science teacher's wife was watching them. She was observing them from behind the kitchen door. And APJ thought that whether she had observed any difference in the way he was eating rice or drinking water, or he cleaned the floor also after eating the meal, means there was no difference actually. She must have observed it, that either a person is Hindu or Muslim, they used to eat in the same way. There is no difference in eating. When I was leaving his house, Siva Subramanya Iyer invited me to join him for dinner again in the next weekend. So when he was going to leave his house, his teacher's house, then his teacher invited him again for the next dinner. Observing my hesitation, he told me not to get upset, saying, once you decide to change the system, such problems have to be confronted. When I visited his house the next week, Siva Subramanya Iyer's wife took me inside her kitchen and served me food with her own hands. When his teacher observed that he was hesitating to come again for the next dinner, then he said that if you have decided to change the system, you will have to face such problems. You have to be confronted, means you have to face the problems. And next time when APJ Abdul Kalam visited his teacher's house next week, then his teacher's wife took him inside her kitchen and served him food with her own hands. So there was a big change in the mentality. Then the Second World War was over and the India's freedom was imminent. Indians will build their own India, declared Gandhiji. The whole country was filled with an unprecedented optimism. I asked my father for permission to leave Rameswaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. Now, when was the Second World War over? It was in 1945, and India was about to get freedom. Imminent means about to happen. And India got its freedom in 1947. Means in 1945, India was just about to get freedom after some time, and Indians will build their own India. And Gandhiji, as you know that he is known as now the father of our nation, he said at that time, he declared at that time that Indians will build their own India. And the whole country was filled with unprecedented optimism. Unprecedented means unparalleled or new, and optimism means hope or cheer. There was cheer, the whole country was very happy, and all were filled with new thoughts and happiness. And now at this time, APJ Abdul Kalam wanted to take permission from his father to leave Rameswaram, and he wanted to study high at the district headquarters in the Ramanathapuram. He told me, as if thinking aloud, Abul, I know you have to go away to grow. Does the seagull not fly across the sun alone and without a nest? Now when APJ Abdul Kalam wanted to take permission from his father, then his father said that he knew that he had to go away to grow, means he will have to go far away to get further studies, like a seagull. Seagull also fly very high in the sky across the sun, and he always flies alone without a nest, means without a home, means whenever you have to move away from your house, no house will go along with you. You have to move alone, and there will be no nest or house with you. He quoted Khalil Gibran to my hesitant mother, your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. Now when APJ Abdul Kalam's mother came to know about it, that her son wanted to go to Ramanathapuram for higher studies, then she must have felt very sad. So her husband, APJ's father, told these words to her. And these lines have been taken from the Khalil Gibran's famous book, Your Children. He said that the life has given you children. These children are not your children actually. These are not your sons and daughters. These are life's children. And these children have their own thoughts. So don't burden them with your thoughts, with your mentality. Let them grow, let them go out, let them go away from you, and let them live their own life. So in this way, APJ's father tried to convince his mother to let him go to Ramanathapuram for higher studies. So this is the end of the chapter. Hope you understood. Thank you so much.